I knew about Parisi House on the Hill from, I believe, like the social worker had told me about House on the Hill. My niece's mother came to House on the Hill, so I knew about it. Like, I guess you would say hearsay, like, or like word of mouth. I heard about this program. I tried to get into this program in 2015. I have two children who were taken from me by CPS, of course, again, for my addiction. And I tried to get into House on the Hill, but there was just a lot of barriers. I wasn't able to come to this program because my children weren't in my care at that time. You had to have your children with you in your care. Whereas now we take, single women that don't have their children or are trying to get their children back, or like in reunification services and things like that. Wow, a lot of things. So what changed it for me was I couldn't live another day without my children. Like my oldest, he went to live with his father, again, because of my addiction. I was in my addiction from like 2010 till 2019. So I was really in my addiction for those 9 years. And my oldest went to go live with his father. My daughter and my son, they were taken by CPS, and I lost custody of them. I lost my parental rights, and eventually they were adopted. And then I got pregnant again in 2017. I went to the hospital at 37 weeks, and I found out my daughter had no more heartbeat. So she was stillborn. And then after that, I just fell into like the deepest depression I can imagine for myself. I didn't want to live anymore, just thoughts like that. And then I found out I was pregnant with my son, and I went to my prenatal appointments, not all of them, of course, right? But for the most part I did. And every time I went, I told my doctor, it's like, hey, I need help. I can't stop. And they're like, okay, we're going to get you help. So that I really believed that people were out to hurt me. But this time with my son, I said, you know what? It's not working. Yeah. I had the same feelings, but I'm like, no, do something different. Do something different, because the last time you did this, it didn't work. So do something different. So I did, and I surrendered. And I said, I need help. I don't want to lose my baby, because there's no way, like, right? All my children, they've been taken, and I could have done something about it. I could have tried harder. So I stayed in treatment, and of course I learned so much being here. I learned, that I could recover, and I needed a different support team, right? I was like, I have my family. They're there to support me. My grandfather can take me to appointments and things like that. But like, if I were to like have like a moment where I feel like the urge to use or something, and I'm out there after treatment, am I going to call my grandpa and be like, hey, grandpa, I think I want to use? Like, no, So I ended up getting a sponsor for a little bit. I stayed here in treatment. I graduated. I went to a THU and I did outpatient. And then I ended up getting a job working at Walmart. And COVID happened. Instead of just completely like not going to meetings and stuff, they had them online. So on my lunch, I was in my car online at the meetings. So that's what kept me like in the rooms, right, during the COVID, and because we couldn't see each other, we had things like that. And then so that's how I ended up here and graduating and just staying on the right path. What keeps me motivated to keep coming back here to Parisi and helping others is I believe everyone has a chance at recovery. And I believe that if you are kind to someone else and show them that they're human too, we make mistakes, and that's okay. We can always recover from them. We don't have to keep making the same mistake, you know. And coming back up here and encouraging the women that come here, it's very rewarding, you know. It makes me feel good when I hear clients tell me like, Miss Nikita, I didn't know that you were a client here. And I'm like, oh yeah. I don't really self-disclose these type of things, right? But my story is on the wall here. And so when they're like, Miss Nikita, you were in the newspaper? I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, I would love to hear your story one day, and I'm like, okay, one day, yeah, and then I'll share here and there just a little bit, and just sometimes I even see myself in some of these clients, that scared little girl. I see that scared little girl in some of these clients, and I'm like, man, well, what helped me? What did someone say to me that helped me?